I want to thank you for joining us for another episode of Sermon Highlights. Today, we are blessed here at Shiloh to have one of our Pastor Christopher Crumbie. Sir, I want to thank you for coming here today and for delivering such a beautiful and powerful message. You know, I was listening to you, and there were times when things were connecting together. Things that I used to look at a different way. I'm saying, wow, it is so clear. You know, the way that you presented it and all of that. And I want to thank you for coming here today and do that. But what I want you to do is just to share with us, our audience, the main points, the highlights of your sermon today.
All right. So, well, good morning, good afternoon. As was stated, my name is Pastor Crumbie, and it was such an honor and a privilege to be here this morning. What we talked about was Exodus 24. Exodus 24 was when Moses was called up into the mountain by God because God wanted to have a conversation. God wanted to tell him his requirements and what he wanted of the children of Israel. More specifically, he wanted to give them the sanctuary. He wanted them to build a place where he could literally come and dwell among them. Now, while Moses was in the mountain 40 days and 40 nights, the children of Israel decided that they were going to make an idol, a golden calf, which was, according to them, the God that brought them out of Egypt. And so Aaron told them, I want you to take the gold out of your ears, from off your neck, wherever it was, take it, bring it to me, and I will make you this God. Now it's interesting because the very things that they took to make this idol was the very thing that God told them to take from the Egyptians so that they could use it to build him a sanctuary. And so the thing that God provided for them to worship him was the very thing that they took and made a God out of it. And so I said, wow, man, what a powerful lesson, not just for them, but for us today. Because while they're down there committing idolatry, breaking God's commandments, disrespecting God, which his very presence was sitting right there on the mountain, all they had to do was to look up and see the presence of God manifested on the mountain. While they're disrespecting God, disrespecting Moses, being absolutely belligerent and rebellious, Moses is now standing before God, interceding on behalf of the Israelites. He told God, he said, listen, before you wipe them out, I would rather my name be stricken from the books of life. Jesus help us. And so then it brought us to when Jesus Christ actually came. And how there was no one looking for Jesus. There was the three shepherds, the wise men, Simeon and Annas. They were the ones that were looking for Jesus out of a whole entire nation. Why weren't they looking for Jesus? They weren't looking for Jesus because they had everything that they needed. The very thing God had provided for them to worship him was the very same thing again that they took and made a God out of it. What is this? We're talking about the sanctuary. Everything in the sanctuary points to Jesus Christ. The very house of God that God dwelt in the wilderness, they took that and they made a God out of it. And they say, Jesus, we have everything we need. We no longer need you. And now we are in 2022. And the question is, are we making the same mistake? Have we taken what God has given us to worship him? Have we taken what God has given us to point to him, to point to his second coming, and have we made a God out of it? Have we made a God out of the doctrines that we have? Have we made a God out of Ellen White? Have we made a God out of the sanctuary? Have we made a God out of the commandments? Have we made a God out of knowledge? Wow. If so, we are in danger of making the exact same mistakes that the Israelites did. And so the admonishment is, let us put those things in their right place. Let us look to the mountain from whence cometh our help. Let us look to Jesus because he is the source. He is our salvation. He is our righteousness. He is everything that we need.
Wow. Pastor Crumbie, I want to thank you. I want to thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for delivering such a powerful message today.
Absolutely.
And also the highlights. Wow. Oh, thank you, man.
Absolutely.
All right.